All right, hey again, everyone. Channel Futures editorial director Craig Galbraith here. It's another episode of Channel Futures TV. Really excited today to welcome in Carl Henriksen. Carl is founder and CEO of OryxAlign. OryxAlign is a UK-based MSP that works closely with Ingram Micro. Carl, how are you today?
I'm very well, Craig. How are you?
Doing well. Glad to be talking with you. So, Carl, let's start off. We're talking a little bit about sustainability to get started. So I thought maybe you could discuss why and when you started your sustainability practice and some of the successes you've seen, also how you help end users achieve the BREEAM and the WELL certifications.
Yeah, sure, Craig. So we've seen a huge push for sustainability over the last few years, and as a result of that, we've been looking at ways we can, work for us internally, OryxAlign, obviously, and then support our clients on their sustainability journeys as well. So internally, we've done a good few things. We've developed a carbon reduction plan, which is in line with kind of UK government standards, and it measures our emissions across all three scopes. We've also about to publish our first annual ESG report, sustainability report, which is a really exciting kind of milestone for us. So that goes live within a few weeks. And then through various partnerships, we plant, don't laugh, we plant trees. We support a lot of reforestation initiatives, and we also support a number of kind of carbon reduction projects globally. And it's really interesting to see and track our impact and learn about some of the innovations around sustainability projects kind of all over the world. So that's been really positive. The uptake with our internal teams, our employees, has been really positive. And that's really kind of also helped us with, engaging talent and retaining talent in current times. So supporting our clients externally and the wider market, we've also recently published our first, what we call a green buildings guide, which looks at, the health of the building, focuses on accreditations such as BREEAM, such as WELL, detailing market trends, certification processes, and helping buildings kind of achieve certifications and really understanding the value of those certifications. So, and of course, we want to be a part of helping our clients buildings become sustainable. The building, commercial property sectors, data center sectors are quite a big part of our key target market. So, yeah, a whole bunch of activity going on around all of those things that I mentioned.
That sustainability effort is so important these days, and I think I can say we all appreciate OryxAlign's efforts in those areas. So, Carl, talk maybe a little bit more, expand on your work regarding data centers that you mentioned.
Yeah, sure. So we've evolved very successfully into the data center construction and kind of commercial property sectors. Data centers specifically, huge demand at the moment due to the kind of onset of AI and powering AI engines globally around the world. So I feel quite fortunate that we are in a fairly good position around working with data centers and kind of getting them brought to market. So our journey really starts from the very, very outset, where we work quite closely with the construction companies on the infrastructure design. I say infrastructure, the IT infrastructure design, the kind of critical networks that run these facilities. So yeah, working from the initial design packages through to implementation of that, and then ongoing kind of management, and partnering with your big prime contractors, helping them prepare their bids, helping them prepare, making sure the IT packages that going into their bids, because tech is such an essential part now of any kind of construction phase. So really helping them make sure, the bid is accurate, the bid not only meets requirements in terms of the specification design, but that it's also there to future-proof the facility to allow for expansion. and an extension, which we've seen quite a lot with data centers being, extended, physically extended, as the demand kind of materializes. So we currently support and manage just under 20 data center facilities across the UK and Europe, and that portfolio is kind of growing and growing. And we love it. It's great tech. It's enterprise tech. Our networks team enjoy the excitement and the buzz by going in and literally building enterprise networks from the ground up, with no single points of failure. So there's no constraints on budget, which is great for a techie. They want to work with the latest and greatest stuff. So that's a bit about our involvement in the data center sector.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Carl, let's transition and talk a little bit about your relationship with Ingram Micro. Wondering if there are any specific reasons or resources from Ingram Micro that stand out to you?
Yeah, I think, look, account management, relationship management at Ingram is first class. It really is. And that's what kept us with Ingram over many, many years. So, relationships are key in our industry. Our sales and procurement teams need to ensure that we've got deep alignment and engagement with the people at Ingram. And one of the teams that we can call out, because we do such a lot of Cisco business, is their Cisco team at Ingram, which I think is very good. So we get a lot of love, care, and attention from everyone at Ingram. We feel they're really investing in us, and we're forging pretty deep relationships with them, and very high levels of engagement. And I think, Ingram ticked quite a few of those boxes, and it's great. It's just a good experience. More than a safe pair of hands. I'm really engaging on a personal level, and we really do enjoy working with them.
I know that Ingram has really been promoting its Xvantage platform over the past year or so. Can you talk a little bit about your experience with Xvantage?
Yeah, so super platform, great potential. They actually, obviously they've launched the early few phases. We've had a bit of a glimpse in terms of what the roadmap looks like. I think a bit of a game changer in terms of Disty platform, to be able to have a platform that not only interfaces with our procurement teams and our procurement admin teams, but it also goes across everybody within the business, from an account manager through to somebody in new business sales. So a really good kind of platform for collaboration. So been quite excited by what that looks like. And we were one of the early companies that kind of trialed and did some of the beta testing. So I know my team were quite impressed with it.
Excellent. So, Carl, maybe you talk a little bit about your experience with the TrustX Alliance at Ingram, specifically around the community and reach.
Yeah, gosh, TrustX, where do I start? I think, the power of the community, right? That's really where it all is. And, it's made a notable difference to OryxAlign, and to me personally, since being a member of TrustX. The amount of valuable connections I've made, dare I call some of them friends. We see a lot of each other at a lot of their events and a lot of their kind of conferences. So it's really had quite a notable kind of contribution to how we go about our work. And, the saying goes, a problem shared is a problem halved, really. I think with TrustX, that really does kind of come into it. The engagements we've had around conferences, sharing ideas, going to events, talking about really topical kind of points has been really good. I think as well, something worth mentioning is just meeting people from all over the globe. We've got a lot of good relations through TrustX into the US, into Europe. So it's really enhanced our kind of global service delivery. I'm a lot more confident knowing I can take on any project that, even if it requires a presence in a country where we don't have any relations, I can reach into the TrustX community through a fantastic collaboration platform called Expand, and be able to find a really trusted partner who can work with us to deliver an outcome for a client. So that's super powerful. And I think it's just raises the level of service really, and the level of confidence that you have across the community. So yeah, I think it's been valuable. I'm looking forward. I'm going to a leadership summit in California in a few weeks' time, and having looked at the agenda and itinerary, very relevant topics around transformation, people, innovations, leadership, all those bits and pieces. So their events really are quite high caliber, and it's definitely been a big plus for myself and OryxAlign.
Carl, good stuff. Thanks for joining me today on Channel Futures TV. It's been great learning about OryxAlign's efforts in sustainability, as well as your relationship with Ingram Micro.
Great. Craig, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.